What happened when Barron Trump broke down in tears after making a major announcement about his father? That emotional moment surprised many and quickly became the talk of the town. Barron, who has mostly stayed out of the public eye, stepped forward with a heartfelt statement that captured everyone's attention. What did he say, and why did it strike such a chord? Stay tuned to learn the full story behind Barron's powerful revelation. Donald Trump and Melania Knauss first crossed paths at a fashion event in New York City years ago. At the time, Donald was already well known as a successful businessman and reality TV personality, while Melania was an elegant Slovenian model chasing her dreams in the U.S. Their connection was instant, sparking a whirlwind romance that soon captured widespread interest. But before we continue, we'd love for you to hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying this video. If you just did, we truly appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the main content. Their relationship blended glamour with privacy. Donald's life was often in the spotlight due to his business and public persona, while Melania maintained a more reserved presence. United by a mutual appreciation for luxury and ambition, their romance was both passionate and lasting. After several years together, Donald proposed during a special trip, presenting Melania with a dazzling diamond ring. This moment marked a turning point as the couple prepared to take the next step. They later married in an extravagant ceremony attended by a star-studded guest list, including celebrities, political figures, and business elites. The love between them was evident as they pledged to support and cherish one another in front of their guests. The celebration continued at Donald's Mar-a-Lago estate, filled with laughter, dancing, and intimate moments that highlighted their chemistry amid the glamorous surroundings. Media coverage of the wedding was extensive, offering a glimpse into the luxurious lifestyle they embraced. In the years since, Donald and Melania have navigated the complexities of their relationship in the public eye. Melania, known for her fashion sense and modeling background, became a style icon and a strong partner, frequently appearing alongside Donald at events while preserving her individuality. Together, they welcomed their son, Barron William Trump, completing their family and marking a new chapter in their lives. Barron's arrival brought a new dimension to Donald and Melania's lives, and both were committed to giving him a nurturing and supportive upbringing. Melania, especially, embraced her role as a protective mother, making sure Barron grew up in a stable environment, shielded from the relentless media spotlight that often follows the Trump family. From day one, they prioritized creating a loving home where Barron could flourish. As Donald pursued his political career and ultimately became the 45th President of the United States, Melania stood firmly by his side. She took on the role of First Lady with poise and dignity, drawing from her own life experiences to shape her initiatives at the White House. Her focus on family values, health, and children's welfare reflected her deep commitment to supporting her son and promoting the importance of family. Barron's childhood was a mix of joyful moments and unique challenges. Growing up in such a high-profile family meant he faced pressures uncommon to most kids, but he also enjoyed the privileges that came with his family name. The public remained fascinated by him, with many wondering how he would handle life as the son of a former president. So how did this glamorous and powerful union shape Barron's life, and what legacy might he build? Let's explore. As the youngest child of Donald and Melania Trump, Barron's life has been marked by a strong emphasis on privacy and protection from the intense public scrutiny that often accompanies prominent political families. His parents made a concerted effort to shield him from the media's gaze. Although surrounded by wealth and luxury, Donald and Melania aimed to provide Barron with a sense of normalcy despite the extraordinary circumstances of being part of the Trump family. From early on, Melania was known as a devoted mother who fiercely guarded her son's privacy. While much attention centered on Donald's political journey and public image, Melania worked hard to create a calm, nurturing home environment for Barron. This desire for privacy extended beyond just limiting his public appearances. It shaped the entire foundation of his childhood. Melania's protective instincts influenced how Barron engaged with the world around him, allowing him to grow up in a more controlled, stable setting. The family lived in a lavish penthouse in Manhattan, a clear symbol of their wealth and status. Still, the luxury never overshadowed their dedication to giving Barron a grounded upbringing. He attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, an elite private school in New York City, where he could learn alongside other children from affluent families while maintaining a level of discretion and privacy. Melania and Donald placed great importance on friendships and giving Barron as normal a childhood as possible, even while dealing with the challenges of living under constant public scrutiny. When Donald Trump took office as president, Barron underwent a major adjustment. To provide stability, his parents chose to keep him in New York City to finish the school year. He completed his studies at Columbia Grammar before relocating to Maryland to attend St. Andrew's Episcopal School, where he continued to thrive academically. This move reflected their wish for Barron to receive a strong education away from the relentless media spotlight often faced by political families. Barron also benefited from a culturally rich upbringing. With Melania's Slovenian background, he grew up bilingual, speaking both English and Slovenian fluently. This was a reflection of Melania's commitment to passing on her heritage, encouraging Barron to embrace multiple languages while feeling fully comfortable in American culture. This mix of languages and backgrounds likely gave him a wider worldview, helping him appreciate both his family roots and his current environment. As the youngest child in a high-profile family, Barron faced distinct challenges. Unlike his older half-siblings from Donald's previous marriages, who often took on more public roles, Barron was largely kept out of the spotlight. This relative privacy allowed him to grow up without the non-stop media attention that frequently accompanies children of famous families. Their decision to protect Barron's privacy has sparked discussions about the importance of shielding children from intense public scrutiny, especially as they work to develop their own identities. Barron's childhood combined privilege with fundamental family values. Despite the family's wealth, his parents, particularly Melania, stressed the significance of love, connection, and humility. They made family time a priority, often sharing meals together, creating a warm, supportive atmosphere where Barron could flourish both emotionally and academically. Donald and Melania were intentional about teaching him the value of hard work and instilling gratitude for the opportunities he had. They often reminded him that not everyone is as fortunate, helping him develop a balanced and grounded view of success and privilege. This upbringing laid a strong foundation of core values while preparing Barron to face the complexities of adulthood. Throughout his education, he formed friendships that were vital to his social growth, even as he navigated the unique pressures of being the child of a public figure. Balancing friendships with the pressure that came from being a Trump wasn't always easy for Barron. While he made friends, he also had to deal with the reality of his family name and the weight it carried in social settings. However, his naturally shy and reserved personality helped him build genuine relationships based on shared interests rather than just his family's fame. As Barron entered his teenage years, the challenges of his situation grew more complex. He faced online bullying and intense media attention, issues Melania stayed alert to and actively addressed. She has openly defended Barron's right to a private childhood, joining others like Chelsea Clinton who have urged the media to respect the privacy of children of public figures, highlighting their common struggles. Barron's presence in the public eye began to grow subtly as he got older. His appearances at family gatherings and official events signaled a gradual recognition of his role within the family. Yet, despite these public moments, Melania remained a vigilant protector, always conscious of how media scrutiny and public opinion could impact her son. Throughout his life, Barron has been influenced by a mix of wealth, culture, and a strong commitment to privacy. As he continues to find his own path, he does so grounded in love, protection, and a careful balance between family obligations and personal freedom. Though he will always be known as Donald Trump's youngest son, Barron is carving out his own unique journey. But beyond his mother's protective influence, many wonder, how has his relationship with his father shaped the person he is becoming? Barron's relationship with Donald Trump has been shaped by both private moments and the very public nature of their family life. Unlike his older siblings, Barron spent much of his early years away from the political spotlight, with Melania taking the lead in his upbringing. Still, the closeness between father and son has often been a subject of public curiosity. Donald has praised Barron on several occasions, often highlighting his impressive height and athletic ability. He's called him a good athlete and a great student, proudly noting that Barron has even surpassed him in height and expressing confidence in his promising future. Trump has also mentioned Barron's growing interest in politics, especially during the 2024 presidential campaign. According to Donald, Barron gave him helpful advice on how to connect with younger voters, suggesting appearances on social media platforms favored by the younger generation. Trump has often spoken proudly about Barron's insight into the evolving political landscape. Despite these public compliments, some reports have suggested their relationship hasn't always been close. Journalist Michael Wolff, in his book, Siege, Trump Under Fire, claimed that Trump and Barron rarely interacted and didn't share a particularly strong bond. These accounts stand in contrast to Trump's own descriptions of their relationship, which he portrays as warm and supportive. He has mentioned enjoying family dinners together, where they share meaningful conversations. Sports is one interest they both share. Though Trump is passionate about golf, Barron prefers soccer. Even with different athletic tastes, Trump has made efforts to connect with his son, sometimes inviting him to join golf outings. Trump frequently jokes about Barron's impressive height, suggesting it gives him a leg up in sports. Trump has also hinted that Barron is exploring various career options, though he hasn't revealed any specifics. As Barron matures, their relationship seems to be evolving. Unlike Trump's older children who have been deeply involved in his business and political life, Barron has kept a lower profile. However, his participation in the 2024 campaign points to a potential shift in his role within the family. Whether Barron will choose to take on a more public role in the future remains uncertain, but Trump clearly values his son's opinions and believes in his potential. While outside perspectives on their relationship vary, it's evident that Barron and his father share meaningful moments, even if their bond hasn't always been overtly close. As Barron continues to grow into adulthood, their dynamic is likely to evolve, especially as he charts his own course. Over time, Donald Trump has frequently highlighted Barron's strengths. In interviews and rallies, he praises his son's intelligence, physical stature, and promise. Trump often jokes about Barron's height, noting that he's already taller than him, a quality he sees as an advantage both in sports and in life. Though known for his fierce competitiveness, the former president seems to genuinely appreciate Barron's quiet confidence. One way they've reportedly connected is through their shared sense of humor. While Barron has mostly stayed out of the spotlight, those who have seen them together say he has a sharp wit and a playful streak. Trump, with his larger-than-life personality, has often expressed how amused he is by his son's ability to match his humor. Despite Barron's reserved nature, some describe him as having a dry, clever sense of humor that often gets a laugh from his father. Still, their relationship hasn't been without its challenges. As the youngest child in a family where business and politics dominate, Barron's upbringing has been quite different from that of his older siblings. Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric were deeply involved in the Trump Organization and their father's political campaigns, while Barron was still quite young when Donald entered politics. This difference in age and life experience may explain why their relationship sometimes seems less close compared to Trump's bonds with his older children. Reports also suggest that Donald's demanding schedule during his presidency limited the time he could spend with Barron. The rigors of running the country, constant travel, and political obligations meant Melania took on most of the day-to-day parenting. Despite this, there have been moments that highlight their connection. On special occasions like Barron's birthdays or key family events, Trump has publicly expressed pride and affection for his youngest son. Though he doesn't talk about Barron as much as his older children, insiders say he values Barron deeply. His comments about Barron's future hint at high hopes, even if he doesn't often spell out exactly what those expectations are. Whether Barron will embrace a public role remains uncertain, but Trump's pride in him is clear. As Barron moves further into adulthood, their relationship may grow stronger, especially as Trump plays a more personal part in guiding his son's path. For now, Barron remains the most private of the Trump children. As he works to define his own future, his father's influence will likely continue to be a significant factor. Yet as Barron gets older, one question remains. Will he step into his father's public legacy, or forge a path all his own? Stay tuned to find out. Barron Trump has generally kept a low profile, shielded from the intense scrutiny that often comes with being part of a high-profile family. As Barron stepped into adulthood, a series of events brought him more into the public spotlight, sparking significant interest in his activities and what the future might hold for him. At his father's inauguration in January 2025, Barron made a memorable appearance that caught many eyes. Standing an impressive 6 feet 7 inches tall, his confident posture and striking presence led to widespread speculation about whether he might pursue a political career. Observers took note of his deliberate placement behind the podium and his calm, collected demeanor, fueling conversations about his possible ambitions and role in the political arena. Even though Barron tried to keep a low profile while attending NYU, his height and constant security detail made him impossible to overlook. Classmates described him as mysterious, pointing out his absence from social media and public conversations. This air of intrigue only increased curiosity, especially among conservative groups who admired his apparent political savvy and connections with prominent right-wing figures. In July 2024, Barron made a significant move into politics by attending his first campaign rally with his father in Doral, Florida. At the event, Donald Trump introduced him to the crowd, which responded with a standing ovation. The former president acknowledged that this marked a shift from Barron's previously nice, easy life, hinting that Barron might now take on a more active role in public life. Beyond his public appearances, Barron has shown a strong interest in technology and media strategy. He was instrumental in advising his father to connect with younger voters through popular podcasts, suggesting appearances on shows like Logan Paul's Impulsive and Theo Von's This Past Weekend. These platforms attracted millions of views and helped the campaign engage with Gen Z and millennial audiences. Senior advisor Jason Miller praised Barron's input as ratings gold, highlighting how effective these strategies were at broadening the campaign's reach. Donald Trump has also publicly expressed admiration for Barron's tech skills, sharing stories of his son effortlessly bypassing laptop security measures. Trump has even speculated that Barron's future might lie in technology rather than directly following him into business or politics. Along with his rising public profile, Barron's evolving personal style has also caught attention, marking his growing presence in the spotlight. In March 2025, Barron was seen returning to Trump Tower with his mother, Melania, sporting a gold Rolex Daytona valued at around $50,000. This appearance not only highlighted his taste for luxury, but also marked his rising profile in fashion and lifestyle circles. Despite his growing visibility, Barron has managed to handle the challenges of his family's public life with considerable discretion. His choice to decline a delegate role at the 2024 Republican National Convention, citing prior commitments, reflects his desire to carefully balance personal priorities with public responsibilities. This decision demonstrates a thoughtful approach to his political involvement, focusing on engagements that fit with his academic and personal goals. As Barron continues his education and gradually steps into the public arena, speculation about his future intensifies. Some expect he might pursue a political career, while others believe he could build a path leveraging his skills in technology. Whatever direction he takes, Barron's recent activities suggest a young man thoughtfully navigating the crossroads of family legacy, personal ambition, and public expectation. Perhaps Barron's most defining moments won't be in the spotlight, but in the rare emotional glimpses we occasionally see. From early on, Barron has been a figure of quiet intrigue, not for political reasons, but for his few public appearances and the dignified way he carries himself. One touching moment happened during a 2006 episode of The Apprentice, where a rare clip showed a tender family scene. In the footage, Donald Trump returns home to Melania, who is holding baby Barron wrapped in a blanket. As she walks down the stairs, she warmly says, "Daddy's coming home." Donald embraces both Melania and Barron, revealing a softer, more intimate side of the family rarely seen by the public. Fast forward to July 13, 2024, when a frightening event shook the Trump family. At a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, an assassination attempt was made on Donald Trump. He was grazed by a bullet, triggering chaos as Secret Service agents rushed to intervene. Melania and Barron watched the terrifying incident unfold live on television. In her memoir, Melania, she describes the deep distress they felt, replaying the footage repeatedly, each viewing heightening their anxiety, even though they knew Donald had survived. This traumatic episode highlighted the vulnerabilities and fears that come with life in the political spotlight. The impact on Barron was especially profound. At the time of the assassination attempt, he was in the middle of a tennis lesson when an aide hurried over to inform him what had happened to his father. Overwhelmed with worry, Barron immediately sought out his mother, urgently asking, "Mom, what's going on? What's going on?" This moment revealed the strong emotional bond between father and son and highlighted the heavy toll such events take on the families of public figures. Following the incident, Donald Trump publicly acknowledged the love and support he received from his family. In an interview with Fox News, he spoke about how deeply the situation affected both Melania and Barron. He praised his son, calling him a good kid, good student, good athlete, and emphasized the close relationship they share. This rare glimpse into their family life showed how much his loved ones helped him through difficult times. In another rare moment of vulnerability, the Trump family came together in January 2024 to mourn the passing of Melania's mother, Amalia Knobs. At the funeral service in Palm Beach, Florida, Donald Trump, usually composed in public, appeared visibly moved. During this emotional time, Barron reached out and gently placed a comforting hand on his father's shoulder. The quiet, tender gesture stood out, offering a rare look at the family's private emotions behind the public image. These moments, though few and far between, shed light on the emotional side of the Trump family. They reveal a side of Barron rarely seen, a young man deeply connected to his family and capable of great empathy and support. As he continues to grow, these glimpses provide insight into the values and relationships that shape who he is. Beyond these public moments, Barron's life has been a balance of privilege and normalcy. Despite the intense public scrutiny that surrounds the Trump family, efforts have been made to give him a grounded, stable upbringing. During his early years, Melania focused on maintaining a steady environment, often sharing glimpses of their daily activities and routines. While Barron's life has mostly stayed out of the public spotlight, these emotional occasions offer a window into the close-knit nature of the Trump family. They humanize a family frequently seen through a political lens and highlight the universal themes of love, support, and resilience that hold them together. For most of his life, Barron Trump stayed mostly out of the spotlight, keeping a low profile despite the intense public attention on his family. But everything changed in 2024 during a deeply emotional moment with his father, Donald Trump, that left many stunned. It began with Barron's high school graduation, a milestone expected to be a celebration, but quickly sparked speculation about his future. Would he follow his father into business? Would he steer clear of politics altogether? Then came the surprising news that Barron had been selected as a delegate for the Republican National Convention in Florida. The announcement ignited debates about whether this was his first step into politics. However, just days later, Melania Trump confirmed that Barron had declined the delegate position. This unexpected turnaround only fueled curiosity further. The real emotional moment, though, came at a campaign rally in Florida. Barron, who usually kept a calm and reserved public presence, seemed different that day. As Donald Trump spoke about the family's future and legacy, he turned to Barron and shared a rare, heartfelt comment. "This young man has been my greatest pride. He has stood by me through everything, and I couldn't be prouder." Those simple but powerful words visibly moved Barron. For a brief moment he looked down, fighting back emotion. Then, unexpectedly, Barron stepped forward and took the microphone, his first time speaking publicly at such a high-profile event. His voice was steady but carried an emotional weight no one anticipated. "Everything I am, everything I've learned, is because of my dad," he said. "No matter what the future holds, I will always stand by him." The crowd erupted in applause, but the moment grew even more touching when Barron turned to his father and, eyes filled with emotion, embraced him publicly for the first time. Donald Trump, known for his strong and often unshakable demeanor, appeared visibly moved. Those close to the family later revealed that this moment had been building for a while. Barron, who had long kept his distance from the political spotlight, had been wrestling with his future. While many expected him to step away from his family's legacy, his words that day told a different story. His loyalty and love for his father were unmistakable, and despite his typically reserved nature, this emotional moment revealed a deep bond that words alone couldn't capture. Videos of the event quickly went viral on social media, with many people reflecting on Barron's rare and powerful display of vulnerability. Some people viewed it as a defining moment that might hint at Barron stepping into a more public role in the future. Others simply saw it as a heartfelt expression of a son's love for his father like never before. What lies ahead for Barron is still unknown. His path into adulthood is just beginning, and whether he chooses to live in the public eye or forge his own way, one thing is certain. On that night, Barron Trump broke his silence and showed the world a side of himself we hadn't seen before. What do you think Barron's big announcement means for his future? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching.